Hello, my name's Debra Lilley and I'm a council member of UK OUG. I'm really pleased today to have Jeremy Ashley here, who's the VP of Applications Development User Experience. So Jeremy, I've worked with you for a while and I'm really proud to be part of your UX Advocates programme, but I want to be able to share that with some of our members. So I know that we've been looking at the Project Fuse and the mobile apps, and so I'd just like you to tell us what it is that you're doing there.
Well, we're actually in a very interesting time, Debra. We have the first version of Fuse out there, and of course we spent many years working with our customers to really get those flows and really get that product out there, to really understand what enterprise applications are going to be like, need to be now and are going to be like going forward. We're really working on extending that now to really understanding how not just technology is changing, but also how society is changing in regard to their reaction to technology. If you look at many users nowadays, many of our customers, the types of tools that they're using have changed significantly just in the past 3 to 5 years, regardless of like going back even 10 or 15. So much of the work we're doing is around being able to look at the right solutions for those situations.
That's great. It's exactly, we're being asked for those sort of things all the time. Give us a mobile app for our conferences. We wouldn't have had that request a few years ago. So understand that things are changing all the time.
So no, yes, the world has changed considerably. If you consider 10 years ago, cell phones were really only taking off in the States, maybe 12 years ago, and such changed communication as we know it. 6 years ago, when you were designing enterprise applications, really many companies were designing around larger and larger screens. Remember, we were getting these cinema aspect ratio displays. And
my
such.
display's bigger than your display.
Exactly. But of course, 3.5 years ago, the iPad came along. And a market that had previously been a joke, a niche market, started to become the dominant method of people communicating with their enterprise systems. So how we could take these systems which had a very particular perspective and were designed a particular way, and putting them into those types of other devices, it's like going from one direction of larger, totally 180 degrees, making experiences smaller. And to be honest, from a user experience perspective, it can be, that is totally the right thing to do. In any user experience, you should be there trying to get to essentially what the user needs to do, not adding all these other extra features on at the same time. So it's allowed us to start designing very efficient user experiences.
So I like it. And, been sharing that with people. And the question I get asked every time is, have you rewritten Fusion already?
No, the work that we've done with our new real entrance experience into Fusion is that it is just Fusion itself. It's built on the same ADF, it's built on the same middleware, it comes off the same view objects. The new simplified experiences that we're producing are a reaction to the new devices they need to be on, but they're based 100% on the existing applications we have on Fusion, and they use exactly the same technology. No new services, no new layers, no new anything like that at all. It is just Fusion.
So we've talked about how what you're doing is looking at what people are using, what are the trends that people are using, the sort of experience that people need and are expecting. So what are the other things that you could be using, we could be looking at next?
Well, we are definitely in a transition phase, in a major transition phase. Technology has speeded up in regard to its innovation, that nowadays a new product can come out in a week's time. Also with ubiquitous Wi-Fi, power supplies that can last for days or weeks and such, and many other types of innovations, technology has become more personal. If I was to look at myself, the number of devices I carry now, just thoughtlessly, I've got a book reader, I've got a tablet, I've got a phone. Soon I'm going to have a watch. Maybe I'll start having classes. The technology is around me in shopping malls, in aeroplanes, and places like that. We are becoming increasingly integrated with our environment in regard to these devices and their interconnected nature, and that's going to be fascinating for enterprise applications going forward. It's not really about mobile, meaning a mobile device. It's now about how we move through spaces, how we go around and do our job, and how the environment can assist and react accordingly.
So I like the way that all of the things that you've done and the way that you work with customers and understand what it is that they're doing and how it is that they want to be able to do things, and sometimes they don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
And and I've been privileged to see all of that. I'm incredibly thankful for you bringing your labs to our user groups, that we can take part in that and be part of that process. And I can see, and you've shared with our members, the wonderful things that have happened in Fusion around that.
Mm-hmm.
But that what you've learnt and the information that you've gathered from that, are you sharing that with the wider Oracle technology community?
Oh, most certainly. So my team is a central resource across all applications, and we also run labs as well around the world out of the organization. And Oracle has a much larger user experience community, and we all work together and look for every opportunity to collaborate and such. Also as well, we do work around coming up not just with common guidelines and standards, but creating usable, consistent, not just components for user experience, but whole flows or meta components, what we call design patterns, that really build good user experience in at the core level in the code, which our internal developers and our customers can use to build good usable experiences for their own products.
That's what I'm always saying to people, that look at what Fusion Apps is doing, because it's that window on that technology and allowing people, you're exposing all of the things that people can do with that technology.
Yeah,
So,
we're looking to make sure all the good bread and butter stuff in regard to putting together applications, we support that for good experiences, and it gives our customers that ability then to spend more time coding the bits of experience that will make their product special for their particular use or company.
So Jeremy, I could speak to you all day about Fusion and about the user experience. We don't have time, but I'd just like to say thank you so much for coming over, sharing this with us, and just for being that great part of Oracle.